Hey folks, this is Johnny. Welcome to another home studio trainer show. And what we're going to do today now, this is something where my familiarity is lacking. Like with music theory and chords and things like that. So there's a little feature in Studio One that I think for those of us who aren't really good with figuring out what chords to create or whatever for our song, this should be helpful. All right, if you guys could, really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me over on Rumble, and click the link for Patreon in the description if you want to support me. You can support me for as little as $1 a month. All right, let's go to the classroom. All right, as you can see here, I have a note for a piano. There, whoops. There we go. All right, so now for me, I usually do my chords and just kind of messing around with the keyboard. I am not a trained keyboardist or anything like that, but I do know some basics. So for those that don't even, not only not have a keyboard, but really don't play any kind of a keyboard, here's a cool little feature that I think will be helpful. All right, so you can see I've got this in a C2. Now let me actually zoom in here. There we go. So let me get up to the right spot. Yeah, here we go. All right, so you can see here I've got this on C2. Whoops. I just deleted it. All right, so that's it. But I want to create a chord, but I'm not quite sure what are the right keys to actually create a particular chord. So if you go right here, there is a cool little option called the scale panel. If you open up the scale panel, you have the option to actually duplicate certain notes and have it snap to a scale. Now, I think this is really cool, again, especially for those of us who don't work well with chords. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose snap to scale, just like that. Perfect. And I'm not going to use this over here. I'm actually going to use the pitch down here. So you can see that when you choose that, these little blue dots appear on the keys. So if you're on chromatic, you're going to have the option to move it to everything. But let's say you actually want to create blues chords. Now, you can see here that some of the keys no longer have a blue dot. So if I drag this note, you can see that it skips the keys to create your chord. So this is cool. So now, if I hold down if you hold down Alt and the Option key on a Mac, and you drag up, you can see that it'll actually make a copy. And I can do this a couple times. There you go. And you can see that these notes that I'm moving are skipping the keys that are not in this pitch. So now I can actually go ahead and make another copy of this. There we go. So that corresponds to the actual selection here all by itself. So you can't possibly make a wrong chord. Now, granted, I don't know, it's obviously a chord because it's letting me play it. But now, if I go out and I choose a major triad, now you can really see this has eliminated a lot of keys. So if I highlight them all and I move these, now you can see that it separates everything and puts them in the proper place. That is so cool. So if you drag this around or you actually change the pitch, I can go ahead and just kind of roll with the pitch And you can see everything moves to the correct keys. So now we're using the major triad and we're snapping to the scale. It's pretty awesome. It really gives someone like myself who I can play around with keys and chords and find something that I like to hear, but this could actually teach you how to construct chords and what works with what, depending on the pitch you choose, depending on the selection you choose here for the types of chords. It is quite cool. So if I go to major and I drag this down, it won't let me play keys that aren't major scale in the pitch of E2. Very, very cool. Now, I am sure someone like Johnny Lipsham can go into all of the reasons why it works the way it does. But for those of us that just like to play around and just like to kind of figure out chords on our own, this is a great tool. So, I hope you learned something from this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.